Hello, it's Andrine, a Jewish American priestess, and today it is the full moon of Purim, and there's an eclipse tonight which happens in the Pacific Northwest at midnight. It starts at 11:30, it goes to 12:30, and its peak is right at 11:58 p.m. So it's very exciting. It's the holiday of Purim, as I said. We had a lightning, thunder, and hailstorm just a little while ago, and I was able to collect some of the hail for my altar bowl. It's melting here. And I was going to do an elaborate reading today, but I got caught up in making hamantaschen, which are these amazing triangle cookies in the shape of the vulva of the goddess. And they're filled with this wonderful treat. I have some that are poppy seed, I have some that are cloudberry, and I put some with dark chocolate. So delicious gluten-free hamantaschen for our Purim party tonight. And I did want to do a reading before it's time to go to the party, but I'm going to not be able to do the elaborate one that I thought I was going to be able to do. And there goes my phone. I'm going to turn that off so it doesn't make any more noise. But I do want to do one giant reading. I'm going to do a full moon reading with all the Hebrunes and do a full spread, because it seems silly not to cast lots on Purim, which means lots, because during that story the lots were cast in order to determine when the Jews should be killed. And then, of course, as the story goes on, Queen Esther managed to save everybody. So let's do a reading of all of the lots. We're going to cast them all down. We're going to ask ourselves what fullness is coming in right now at this full moon eclipse, what is being hidden, what's masked, and what is showing up, and the joy that Adar continues to usher in as the month continues. So here we are, 14th of Adar, this coming in this night of the eclipse. We're going to press them all down and see what kind of messages we get from the lots today. Wow, okay, so a lot of them turned up face down, and we're going to take out all of those, because that's the way we do these full cast readings. Got one on edge here, we'll leave that one. I'll leave that one as well. Okay, so not very many left, interestingly. So even though we're doing a full cast, we get what we get. That they're set up in these little pairs. Interesting. We got two here, two here, two here, and two here, and one there. Let's start with the ones at the top. So when we go to a reading like this, we look at the ones that are closest to the top of the reading as the things that are being most helpful, the things that are going to bring us the most use in this time. And at the very top of the reading, we have the letter Kaf and the letter Gimel. If I can zoom in just a little bit, I don't want to lose all of them here on the table, but Kaf and Gimel, and they're both upside down. I'll pull them up one at a time so you can see. At the very top we have Kaf, which is usually like this, and it's sitting upside down. Kaf is the letter that begins the word Keter, which means crown, so it has to do with sovereignty, and also Kavod. It's koach, actually, koach, which means strength. So we have strength and crown. It's also the palm of a hand. So it's upside down right now. So our strength is masked. Our strength is hidden, or we're hiding it. It's an inner strength is how I'm going to read this. At the top, because it's a positive idea in a space, but it's reversed. We need to rely on our inner strength right now. That seems to be the most important thing, because it's very, very high in the reading. Inner strength. And then we have Gimel, which is a foot or a camel, usually upside right. It looks like this, and then it's upside down. So it's about moving forward, stepping out towards justice. And again, upside down, high in the reading, I'm going to say we need to find a way to move forward from the inside. Someplace where we're moving from center, we're moving from our own strength and power. Interesting start there. Let's look over here on the the left next, the second lowest reading, we have the Beit and the Nun. And Beit is on its head as well. It's the letter that means home or house or wherever it is we dwell. And I think of it as oftentimes as our bodies themselves or the earth. And Beit is the binary transformation of life and death. So there's something that's topsy-turvy right now in our bodies, in our stability in that continuum between life and death, finding our place in our home. And next to that we have the Nun upside down as well. Nun usually looks like this, and it's like this. So humility comes with the Nun as well as miracles. So face down, I'm going to say there's been some challenges with maintaining our humility, or somebody is not maintaining their humility. And it's difficult to see the miracles when we don't have that humility within us. So that pair is talking about challenges with our home, our bodies, and our humility, and our finding miracles right now. The next pair, we've got one that's lying on its side and one that is on its back. So the one that's on edge here is standing up, and it is Ayin. Ayin is the letter that represents an eye. It's also the joy Hebrew. It's the foundation of joy within, or laughter rather, within the Sefer Yetzirah. And it corresponds to this month of Adar. So being able to see and also to laugh. So interesting, we've got Ayin here, and it's number 70, so an ultimate manifestation of something coming to an end, as in the 7 days of creation coming to a completion times 10. It's on edge. So there's some edginess around being able to see. And beneath that we have the chet, which usually looks like this. Head is lying on its back, and there goes my phone again. I thought I turned that off. It's reminding me I don't forget to go to Purim. Okay, I won't forget. Chet, which is the letter that begins the word chai, meaning life, and choshek, meaning darkness. So that dichotomy between how do we find our way into life by facing our shadow. I love this. And it's on its back, so, or on its face, depending on how you picture it. So life and darkness is lying down right underneath this all-seeing eye of the Ayin. I'm going to come back to this one. Down at the very bottom we have the letter Tav, upside down. It's the letter that is the last letter of the alphabet, so it has this sense of completion again, and a stamp or a seal or a signature of something. Tav. It's also the letter that rules over the moon in the sky, and it's upside down. We have the full moon going into an eclipse, so perfect and beautiful for that. Down at the very, very bottom, the eclipse is darkness, and with the chet as well, we have darkness. And then the only letter that really appears face up and upright is the Vav. Vav is connection. And it's way down at the bottom, so the foundation of everything is connecting, finding our way through to connection. Vav is the letter that literally means and in Hebrew. It's also the number 6, so it's that day of creation on which all of the animals, including humans, were made, so that the divine would have someone to connect with. So here we have the Vav at the very base of our reading. And then we bring ourselves back to the center here. And the letter that ended up here is the Ein Sof, the blank. That foundation, the unknown, the unseen, the void, that which we use as a blank page on which to write everything else. And the divine, the infinite themselves, here in the center here. So let's take a look. And now that we've looked at each of the letters, what I'm seeing is that at this time of the full moon, as we're coming into the fullness of Adar and the joy of Purim and the topsy-turviness of wearing a mask, cross-dressing possibly, seeing the full moon come in and then be eclipsed by the earth, as it passes between the sun and the moon. We have the Keter, the crown here, that power, that sovereignty inside ourselves that's being hidden. But also we need to rely upon it in order to get through this dark time. That movement that's coming with the Gimel is stepping forward, but we're doing it internally. We're really looking inside ourselves. And Gimel is also that binary transformation of peace and evil. So finding that balance between the evil Haman and the gesture for peace that comes from Esther and Mordecai. So we're moving forward internally toward peace, walking away from evil, but we're having to do it circumspect. We're having to do it secretively. We're having to do it masked right now. That we need to take care of our bodies with the bait over here, that we're having this binary transformation of life and death, that we need to maybe lay down, even play dead for a little minute in order to find life and to stand up again. That we are finding our home in unusual places, perhaps. Like the Queen Esther wasn't used to be living in a palace, but suddenly she was living in a palace. So she found her home there, which seemed a little upside down. And the humility that one has to continue to embrace even when being elevated to sovereignty in order to see the miracle through. It has to be an internal humility. It has to be an internal miracle that happens first. The vision that comes with the ayin here, again, I'll hold that up, it's being able to see our way forward, but also being watched over by the divine and finding our joy. But it's on edge. It's not even, it's not face down, it's not upside down, it's just on edge. That vision is on edge. That we need to see somehow through the cracks. That we need to find our way into a place where we can perceive and judge. This is the letter that's affiliated with the tribe of Dan, which is the judgment. And as I said, it's about joy. It's about laughter, foundation of laughter. And things coming to an end. Oh, I misspoke. It's not about the month of Adar. It's the month of Tevet. But it is about that joy, that laughter, which reminds me of this month. And the judgment that comes with being able to see clearly. So maybe we have to squint our eyes a little bit in order to see clearly, in order to find the joy. That we should know that we're watched over, even when it's difficult to see, on edge. And there's this darkness beneath it. There's the choshek and the life that is chai next to it. And this letter is also the number 8 in Gematria, the chet. So that's got that infinity loop in it, which represents the infinite, right? One day after the 7 days of creation is the rest of the time. So it's infinity. And we have infinity right next to it in the center here. So the infinite is showing up here twice. We need to know that the infinite is with us, that we're being watched over even if we're having a hard time seeing it, and that below everything is the moon. It's odd that the moon should be below, but it's an eclipse tonight. And there goes my chime saying, yes, Shekhinah is here, echoing that exclamation point on the moon is here. And it is eclipsed tonight, and Purim is upon us, and it's a topsy-turvy holiday where people wear masks, and it's difficult to tell good from evil. But connection is the foundation of everything that'll pull us all together in a way that we can find our way through to the infinite. That even though it's difficult to see because of the void, even though it's difficult to see because we don't know what will come next, the fate is unknown, that destiny is here somewhere, but we don't know where. That there's chaos in all the topsy-turviness, but the infinite underpins all of this, and our connection with the infinite is the thing that will pull us through this dark time, the darkness of the moon, the darkness of our political system, that we have to move stealthily, internally, finding our strength and sovereignty, moving forward stealthily. that even if our bodies are challenged and our humility is challenged, it's difficult to see the miracles, we can still take care of ourselves inside. We need to take care of each other and connect with each other. Know that we're being watched over even in darkness, and that the infinite is in the center of everything, right here, right now, taking care of us, promising us that we are being watched, and that all of existence and time will come back around to a wholeness that is difficult to perceive, but super important right now in this time and space. So that's our reading for the full moon of Purim, our full moon eclipse, our full moon with the hailstorm, thunder, lightning, hailstorm. I hope that you have a beautiful holiday tonight, and that the darkness of the full moon will serve to enlighten you into what you need to see inside with your internal eyes, your inner strength, your inner miracle, and that you can trust in the divine here in the infinite. Thank you so much for watching, and I will look forward to seeing you here next time. Hag Purim Sameach.